What's happening, guys? It's Evan TechSource, and back here is our new gaming and productivity setup for our office. We've been rebuilding the office and our new setup from scratch since August of this year. And the purpose of this setup is not only for gaming, but also content creation and media consumption as well. As you can see, I was going for more of a minimalistic setup with a black and green color scheme just to change things up. Now, this Goliath of a PC that's essentially the main centerpiece of this setup is from Digital Storm, and I actually did a video on it if you want to check it out. But this thing is equipped with the new 8086K 6-core processor, 32 gigs of RAM, and 2 GTX 1080 Ti's in SLI. I did overclock the CPU to a steady 5 GHz and added an extra 120 MHz offset on both GPUs. Needless to say, it slices through footage like butter while editing, and it handles 4K gaming like a champ. So the games I'm playing mostly are Black Ops 4, and I just recently started Darksiders 3, which I think is very fun. And I'm still stuck on the first boss, believe it or not. I'm curious if there are any Dark Souls fans out there. Is Darksiders 3 more difficult or Dark Souls 3? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. So the monitor of choice is the new 27-inch ASUS 4K gaming monitor with G-Sync HDR. It has a 144 Hz refresh rate, 4 millisecond response time on an IPS quantum dot panel. These specs are amazing if you're gaming in 4K. However, it's also great for color-sensitive work once you enable the wide color gamut option in the settings. I like the aggressive stands that come with the monitor, which is why I decided to keep it instead of mounting it on the wall or the desk. The Razer Blade is mostly used as a second display while I'm gaming or editing. If I ever need to look something up real quick or browse through my social media accounts, I don't have to Alt-Tab. I can just use the Blade for that. I also use it for gaming, so after I'm done with a video and while it's exporting, I use the Blade for gaming until it's complete. I like the fact that I can take it with me once I'm done at the office. That's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to do a single monitor setup and have a separate laptop for mobility. I don't really like to game on laptops, but gaming on the Blade is pretty fun. Now, while the display is a 4K IPS touchscreen, I'm not able to game in 4K because the GTX 1070 just can't keep up. So if I want to game over 100 FPS, I have to lower the settings to 1080p. Now, the downside to that is I'll experience some screen tearing because the refresh rate is capped at 60 Hz. Unfortunately, it doesn't have G-Sync either. For peripherals, I gotta give a huge shout out to ASUS for sending these over along with the monitor. So I'm using the ASUS ROG Strix Flare keyboard with the ASUS ROG Gladius 2 mouse. The keyboard is really nice. It's a full-size keyboard with Cherry MX Blue switches. It's actually one of my favorite keyboards out there right now. One of the cool things about this is that you can actually customize the plastic piece over here with your very own logo. I gotta say, I love the integrated media controls, and the volume knob is an excellent feature, as well as the USB pass-through. So if you guys ever need to connect your mouse straight to your keyboard, then you can. Speaking of the mouse, it's a 12,000 DPI optical gaming mouse with Omron switches that you can swap out if you want. It's very comfortable, and I think it's great for both palm and claw grip types, not so much fingertip. I feel like ASUS does RGB best when it comes to peripherals. The ROG logo and the underglow is a nice touch. Now for audio, I'm using the Edifier Spinnakers, and not only are they interesting looking desktop speakers, but they do sound really good. Nice and bassy with crisp highs and balanced mids. But one of the things that got me sold on these was this wireless remote. I can basically use this to control the audio using this tiny remote. I only use the speakers when I'm watching a video or listening to music. So usually when I'm in the other room shooting a video, I like to blast the music to kind of get in the mood. But if I'm not listening to music and I'm gaming, I use these bad boys. The Strix Fusion 500 headset. It's got 50mm drivers with virtual 7.1 sound, and they are very comfortable to wear. The padding is really soft and it covers my entire ear, which helps with isolating the outside noise. Something really cool about this headset is the touch controls for media on the side of the ear cup. You can actually use your finger and swipe or tap to adjust volume and playback. They do come with 2 extra ear pads and a detachable micro USB. As far as sound quality, it's pretty good. It's got a deep bass with solid mid-range, so not bad for gaming. There is a bit of an echo when you turn on the 7.1, so I don't recommend them for listening to music, but for gaming, they're great. Since all the peripherals are from ASUS, I'm able to sync all the RGB lighting together, even with the PC, since it's using an ASUS motherboard. Speaking of lighting, I decided to ditch the usual RGB strips behind the setup and go with that. You guys have probably seen this from my Cool Tech episode back in September. So these are the Nanoleaf RGB panels, and I absolutely love them. I'm able to customize each individual panel and give them pretty cool animation effects if I want to using my smartphone. You can also just pick from the pre-customized templates that come with the app if you guys don't want to create your own. Finally, let's talk about the cable management. So this time around, I didn't drill a hole in the desk because I don't want to ruin the mouse pad. So instead, I wrapped both the keyboard and mouse cable together and neatly routed it alongside the monitor base. This is a great alternative for people that don't want to drill a hole in their desk or their mouse pad, but still want a clean surface. The cables under the desk were pretty easy to manage as well, so I basically used a long channel raceway, which routes majority of the cables from the setup straight to the PC, and I used a bunch of cable clips and Velcro straps to keep the path clean. One thing I do recommend for people, if they're hooking up power bricks underneath the desk, is using strong adhesive. The 3M tape doesn't cut it, you guys. If it's really heavy, I recommend using the heavy-duty Velcro straps with industrial strength. These babies do the trick. So that's it, guys. That is our new setup here at the office. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I know that it's more on the overkill side, and that's because we are gaming in 4K and also editing 4K footage, so we do need the specs to be a little beefy. If you guys enjoy these types of videos, dropping a like would mean the world to me. I honestly appreciate the hell out of you guys. And if you didn't enjoy the video, please also drop a dislike and your constructive criticism in the comment section below, because I always welcome them. Thanks again so much for watching. I love you guys honestly to death. You are the best. And I will see you guys in the next video.